Roger Federer remains the greatest. When it comes to sponsorship deals, the retired tennis champion takes his place as the highest-earning athlete in the history of tennis. Between 2020 and 2021, Roger Federer earned a whopping sum of $90.6 million, majorly from endorsements, as he was absent from the court for most of the season due to injuries. Ranking first in Forbes' 2021 list of world highest-paid athletes, this was an outstanding feat for the professional tennis player. In a non-team sport like tennis, securing endorsement deals with major brands like Adidas, Nike, and Rolex is one of the major ways tennis greats like Federer, Naomi Osaka, and Serena Williams boost their income and maintain their place as the top 3 earners in the game. The players are not the only ones who benefit from these deals, as the endorsing brands also enjoy greater exposure and increased brand awareness from having these stars wear them. How did these stars achieve this feat, and what is the secret to their successful negotiation? Welcome to Next Gen Tennis and the secret to securing tennis sponsorships. While there are a number of ways for tennis players to make more money aside from the tournament prizes, sponsorship deals remain the biggest source of income for any professional tennis athlete. According to statistics, the top 15 tennis earners of 2022 made $298 million from endorsements alone, with only $57 million gotten from prize winnings. In a competition for who rakes in the most dollars from endorsements, tennis athlete Roger Federer seems to have hacked the secret of negotiating high-paying deals and getting sponsorships. From securing deals with top brands like the apparel giant Nike, before migrating to Japanese apparel brand Uniqlo, not to mention his endorsement with makers of Swiss watches Rolex, Mercedes-Benz, and many more, the Swiss player's sponsor portfolio remains unrivaled. He continues to enjoy rolling benefits even while retired. As with any competitive sport, tennis sponsorship deals are like golden tickets. They are created when a known brand, company, or organization pays for association with a particular sports player, team, or event. They may include kit or supplies for the team or player, as the case may be, or in the form of personal branding. These players have raw talent and regularly dish out mind-blowing performances on the court, so adding these deals to the equation takes their game to the next level. They become walking advertisements for these brands while they compete on the tour and participate in tennis tournaments. A lot of negotiation goes into striking these deals, as these top brands are willing to pay more, but want value for their money. For big clothing brands like Nike and Adidas that spend over hundreds of millions of dollars on sponsorship marketing and signing deals with athletes that span up to decades, the competition is always for who has the best and highly marketable player. One of the factors that influence negotiation with these sponsors is the player's ranking on the ATP or WTA tour. Players that rank amongst the top 30 attract more endorsements from top brands. As of 2020, Nike sponsored 43% of the top 30 female tennis players and 23% of the top 30 male players, while Adidas sponsored 14% and 17% each of the male and female categories. It goes to prove that the more successful a player is on the court, the more deals there are to be made. In addition to winning Grand Slams, age and longevity on the court also matters. Since these deals are all about awareness and positioning, brands want to ensure that the player they're signing can keep up the hype generated for as long as possible. Greatest of all-time athlete Roger Federer signed his first deal with makers of luxury watches Rolex at the age of 25, and his Nike endorsement was at an even younger age of 13. His was a promising career, and the lucrative deal, which lasted 2 decades, earned him about $1.5 million each year for the first 10 years, before renewal at about $8 million annually. Another unique factor that increases the value of endorsements signed by players is their large presence on social media. Tennis gives its high-performing players celebrity statuses, and this is something these brands look out for when striking a deal. This is because a large social media presence often translates to stronger connection with fans and increased global reach, especially for top-earning players like Roger Federer and Serena Williams. These two successful players have leveraged on their large number of followers across different social media platforms to negotiate and sustain beneficial partnerships. In an individual sport like tennis, where there are no salaries as opposed to football, personal branding, just like Roger Federer's RF logo, proposes more value to brands during negotiation. Federer's RF logo was first created by his wife Mirka in 2003 to market a perfume named after him. Although the perfume idea faded away, the logo carved in serif font initials was to be the pivot for his sponsorship deal with Nike in 2006. The iconic merch unique to Nike and Roger Federer soon became a legend in the tennis world, was very significant to their decade-long partnership. In addition to personal branding, the nationality of the brands and the popularity of tennis in the region can greatly affect the value of sponsorship deals created. If a particular region, say the USA, has more tennis supporters for a particular player, chances are higher that the player's sponsors would emerge from that region. This is because brands look for players that can help position their products to a particular or increased demographic. Roger Federer's Swiss nationality, in addition to his great tennis prospects, must have given him an edge in securing the Rolex sponsorship deal. More so, players who are multilingual and can reach more demographics than their immediate sphere are considered highly valuable assets to these brands.
You know what? I'm gonna come to Switzerland and play an exhibition match for your foundation.
Beyond performance metrics and social media hype, good timing and strategic thinking also influences the type of deals negotiated and sponsorships landed, especially during partnership renewals, as both sides of the partnership opt to make moves that improve upon the immediate past deal and promises future benefits to them. When Roger Federer's clothing sponsorship deal with Nike expired in 2018, there were rumors that he wasn't going to renew with them and would be moving to another brand. This move was quite unusual, as he had spent the better part of his career with the clothing giant Nike. The rumors were later confirmed to be true after he went on to sign a stunning $300 million deal with Japanese apparel brand Uniqlo, more than double his immediate past deal with Nike. Even better, the partnership, which promises to be a decade long, did not include the clause of continuous playing, making the Swiss athlete still one of the highest paid athletes while in retirement. Behind the huge amount of money paid to players for endorsements, these companies and brands also stand to gain a lot from their partnerships. Sponsorship deals work like relationships. They are a two-way street. While the players stand to gain more zeros to their account, these brands achieve more visibility and exposure by associating with them. With these high-profile players comes more reach, and they help the endorsing brand gain ground, reach new audiences, and establish themselves as leading names in the industry. In a digital age where almost everything is televised, having top tennis players wear or use their brands while competing and also off the court would invariably lead to more engagement for these brands. Leading companies like Nike and Adidas have become synonymous to tennis and football due to the amount of high-performing athletes they endorse. Uniqlo, by signing the renowned tennis player Roger Federer, expects increased engagement from Federer's fans and brand boost as a result of the partnership. Swiss watchmakers Rolex, by association with the sport, have become the official timepiece for the 2023 Australian Open. These partnerships not only foster goodwill and increase fan loyalty, they also avail the sponsoring brand the opportunity to conduct testing and research and develop their products. It poses an effective marketing strategy for companies and a way to boost sales. Both parties leave the table satisfied. While it may seem like tennis players sign sponsorship deals primarily to earn boatloads of cash, the impact of sponsorships and endorsements span across the sport. Tennis is a well-loved sport and one of the most talked about on the internet, but these players earn significantly lower as prize money compared to the salaries of their football counterparts. Sponsorship deals bring more value to these players and to the sport at large. There is even more visibility, life, and vibrance to the game of tennis. Professional athletes do not have to worry about funding for training or events, as these sponsorships cover them more often than not. More tournaments are funded, athletes perform, and fans all over the world are engaged.